Bronx is the birthplace of hip-hop. The Universal Hip-Hop Museum is preserving that history with a pop-up of what's to come. From Mott Haven with a preview, Roger's with us on what almost looks like a subway train. Good morning, Roger.
Yeah, Pat, it's a recreation of a 4 train, and if folks at home are like, wait a second, the 4 train is green, not purple. Well, Kyler Bucano, who's one of the docents here, told me and reminded me that the 4 used to be that color before 1980. I totally forgot, of course, but it's okay. I didn't really take the 4 train that much back then. I was coming from Queens. The 4 train doesn't go to Queens. Anyway, this is just a little taste of what's to come for the Universal Hip Hop Museum when it officially opens in 2023. But now, we're going back to 1980 and 85 when hip hop started going worldwide.
That's Sean Cutman L.G. Thomas providing the soundtrack for a trip through the history of hip hop.
The T Connection was pretty much known as disco headquarters. And this is in September 1980. You got Kool Herc.
Prime Minister Pete Nice was a member of the late 80s, early 90s hip-hop group Third Base, and has tremendous reverence for the origins of the music and culture, which all got started in the Bronx, in parks, rec centers, and clubs.
Sal from Disco Fever was generous enough to loan us this material.
Nice is co-curator of the new exhibit at the Universal Hip Hop Museum's Revolution of Hip Hop at the Bronx Terminal. It's a sneak preview of what will eventually be its home nearby at the Bronx Point development. The Revolution of Hip Hop reopens November 5th after being closed since March due to COVID.
It says you're good on the temperature.
To keep things safe, visitors must pass through this health screener, which was donated by Solder Technologies. Sensors detect temperature, heart, and respiration rate. No more than 20 people, that includes staff, will be allowed in the exhibit at any given time.
That's enough for people to feel like they have enough space to not be in anyone's way, and just another layer of protection.
This is my original Rocksteady Zulu King sweatshirt from 1982 that we would perform in or just walk around and hang out in.
Dancer and choreographer Jorge Popmaster Fable Pabon from the famous Rocksteady crew, legends of breakdancing, is fashion curator for the exhibit, which focuses on the rise of hip-hop from its 1970s origins to the hit records and feature film appearances in the 1980s to the multi-billion-dollar industry it is today.
And this is from 1983. And at the time, I used to wear a pompadour, so that's why this is where you have that funny hairdo right there.
So this is like, this fits in perfectly here, basically, right now, right?
Oh, this exhibit is recovering 80 to 85. So all of these items reflect this time frame.
Okay, and Pat, you know, it's funny because when we walked in here the other day, and there's a guy standing here, and he goes, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Pete." And it didn't hit me to realize that it was Pete Nice. And I loved Third Base back in the day. Pop Goes the Weasel, you remember that song? No. Pop goes the weasel, goes the weasel, goes
the weasel.
That was a big,
okay.
Yeah, big hit in the early 90s. So, yeah, it was really cool to speak with him, to speak with Fable, who's like a legend. It's a really fun place, not just for the music and the hip-hop and the culture, but also just if you were here back then, it's like, wow, I feel at home. Look at this. I used to take this train. So check it out. It opens up on November 5th.
You know that when you quiz me on music trivia that you'll always win, right?
No, we're in the same ballpark. I feel like we know we know most of the same stuff.
I try, but I think you have superiority in that category.
I don't know. No, don't sell yourself short, Pat. Come on.
Thanks, Roger.